wanting to know what was said at half-time and I guess the change from the first half to the second half we expected there.
I think our intensity wasn't where it probably needed to be in that first 30 minutes, and acknowledging that we'd allowed Giants to get really confident and comfortable. And, you know, it was a pretty simple message around getting to work and putting the work rate out that we know can grind down teams. And if we're prepared to do that work over time, we could break them. And we started to get those gains in that third quarter to get ourselves back into a good position. So I'm really proud of the fight back. And to hold our nerve under pressure. That was like a finals-like game in terms of the intensity and decisions under pressure. So we'll really take a lot out of that. And we'll obviously have a look at that first half to really try and identify how we put ourselves under such a tricky situation. But the fight back was huge for us, and I think a really important turning point in those big games.
Fran Williams, brilliant, and I guess the momentum that she helped create. I mean, yes, she could get a couple of tips early, but then that helped Katie Yang to game, it brought others like. Yeah, what did you make of her performance? And I guess when I looked at stats, I was like, oh, she played the whole game. I was like, no, she really only played the last half.
Yeah, I think our transverse line pressure defensively got far better when we made those adjustments. I thought, you know, the combination between Jess Sunday and Fran across that line really had far better delay and impact. They were able to slow down a little bit of the ball speed and depth that Giants were just killing us with early in the game. And that was, I think, where the grind really started for us. And, you know, Fran did some amazing stuff at really critical times for us, and that's what she does really well. But I thought the unit collectively just come to life when we really needed them to find ball for us.
Tell us about bringing Olivia Wilkinson on, I guess. She is, out of your shooters, you know, the super shot, maybe the one that, you know, leads the super shots for you guys, even though I know Fallon does a great job as well. But yeah, there's a lot of pressure on her shoulders. I think she come out and performed really well when she was out there on court. But yeah, in that super shot period, she lean on her.
I think she had an awesome game, Liv, and a really clean and tidy game with her skills, which is a great step forward for her. And I think we've been really open with Liv around what her role might look like, and she's just embracing it. And we know that, you know, as a youngster, there's going to be times where she does things really well, and there's times where she might not quite execute. But I thought today she was outstanding for us, and she just kept her composure really well. And we're just able to keep a scoreboard ticking over in that super shot period after we got the advantage by a couple. And I just thought she really connected in nicely there with Alice and had a really good partnership with Jay as well. So she's on a steep learning curve in her first year, but I just love every time she gets out there. We learn something new about her. She learned something new about her own game, and I thought today was a great transfer of what she's been working on in our environment for a good couple of weeks.
Kelsey looked a little bit better than Bruce. She had black eyes. Obviously, didn't see her out there for too much tonight. A physical match, and I guess for her going forward, is it about protecting her body and leading to finals, or how do you see her going?
Oh, I thought she was actually playing some really good netball. It was just probably the mismatch between her and JLP defensively. And, you know, Jamie Lee Price is such a strong player. And I thought, you know, we tried Jordan there as the next role to try and see if we could kind of impact her dominance a little bit. And then Jess obviously has a great history against JLP, and I thought slowed her down really well. So, you know, we've got great options in that centre position that we're happy to roll through at any point in time. And between the three of them, I think over the course of the game, did a good job against a very, very world-class player.
Jess Jules doesn't love to change her team that often. You must have been pretty rough when she was forced to make a change in that in the attack, bringing on Sam Winders. I guess from your point of view, what changed in that defensive end that really helped open things up in the second half?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a bit of a booster when the team changes opposition, and yeah, I think that helped raise us, and so did that crowd out there tonight. And so I think it was just the way that we adjusted the first half in defence we knew wasn't good enough, and we needed to up that aggression. So in the second half we did, and that forced the change. So I think that was yeah, definitely made us pretty happy out there and made us take that momentum.
Looking at the run home, you know, you've got two Victorian teams to finish off. You've got one away, one home. What have you learnt, I guess? We saw the first 6 games, you guys were brilliant, incredible. Second 6 games, we've seen a little bit of turbulence, but I guess what have you learned over the last few that can take you into the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think it's actually been a great experience for us to have the loss and then also today come from behind. I think first part of the season we were winning and dominating, and so we didn't get those experiences. So I think taking those into these games coming up, and especially against the Vixens, they're so clinical, and but you can see that they're beatable from the weekend. So we'll be definitely looking at that Thunderbirds footage as well, and yeah, taking that into the game.
Dan, just going back to the super shot period, I think Fever shot at 12% accuracy or something. Giants, and then also Firebirds last week did struggle a little bit to get them out of that range. What can you work on at training to sort of change those two dynamics?
We work on it all the time. It's
I'm sure you do.
all the time. I think we probably just took a while to adjust to their patterns and their repeated behaviours. And I think when a shooter does something once, you know they're doing it again if they nail their shot. And I just think we're a little bit slow to adapt to that. And I think once we started sitting a bit high into those positions that we knew they were going to get into, we had far more impact and were able to play a little bit more congested around the edge of the circle too and create a bit more chaos. So it's just being really in tune with what the pattern of flow is and then being able to disrupt it a little bit earlier. I think we're a little bit slow to do that, but we got there today when we really needed to with a couple of big moments. So, and Giants obviously historically one of the best super shot shooting teams in the competition, and Harton and Dwyer were on today. They were really good. So we had to keep finding ways, which we'll take.
And Jess, unfortunately, won't be here next home, last home game, but you've really led from the front as captain this year. I'm just wondering how you've found the experience.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed the experience, and obviously the first half of the year didn't really have too many experiences of losing, and so the last couple of weeks have been a great challenge for me, but I've lent on Alice and Janelle in our vice captains, and working really well with Dan as well. So the girls are so easy to lead. Everyone steps up when they need to. So it's been a great experience.
So what are your strengths that you use to sort of help the team through some of those tough games?
Probably having the good relationships with the girls, so being able to have those conversations, and when you have the relationship with them, it's a lot easier to have the tougher conversations. So just going to people individually as well, and I think just like lifting their spirits and knowing that back them in, and it's been transferring into the games.
And last one, we saw Farrington's parents or family around this week. Probably a very different sort of stadium feel from what they're used to in NSL games. How have they found it, do you know?
I haven't spoken to them yet, but
I would say that they love it. They're real netball people, Fran's family, so they will be absolutely loving that. And we've got Janelle's family arriving in the next couple of days as well. So a few of the internationals will have a few more family and familiar faces around. But RAC Arena puts on a show like no one else, so I'm sure they'd be like, this is pretty cool. Thank you, guys.